If you follow me for a while, you probably know that my first priority has always been creating content that will actually help people out and solve their problems or inspire them in some way. But during this process, I realized I only share solutions to the problems which I faced with before. So I experienced the situation myself, and when it's time, I come up with a solution and share it. Therefore, I knew I had to look at my journey to find out how I overcame these problems, so the things I will suggest would actually work. I use planners and set goals for almost 5 years, and as you will guess, in the early times I started to set goals, I couldn't achieve all of them, and sometimes I couldn't even set goals properly. So none of us is perfect, especially in the beginning. For instance, there has been a time period that I really struggled with waking up early, and to be honest, I was about to quit making decisions about waking up early, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m, because I was consistently failing at those decisions and I couldn't see any point in making decisions that I wouldn't follow through. But one day I was listening to the ebook of Tony Robbins, and he said, don't quit on making decisions even if you fail, because you only get better through practice. So you need to practice making decisions, setting goals, and eventually you'll start to make better decisions and better goals. So your first takeaway from this video should be, don't quit on setting goals whatever happens. I know you want to quit sometimes. I've been there, we've all been there, but don't give up. By the way, what Tony was trying to say here wasn't about doing the same thing over and over with the same mindset and expecting different results. He was gently implying that we should get smarter with the way we make decisions, learn from our previous mistakes, and take lessons. So first we need to talk about how we set goals, because that's where everything starts. You set a goal and somehow fail down the road. Why? There are a bunch of possible reasons behind of why it happens, and in my humble opinion, most common ones are: 1. The goal is not your current priority. 2. You couldn't get clear on what you want. 3. You don't have the right strategies. 4. You couldn't build enough discipline to pursue that goal. Here you need to find the one that applies to your situation. If the goal isn't your current priority, that means you don't want it that bad, you don't care much at the moment, and you postpone to do it, which is totally fine. For example, if you work in a full-time job, do yoga as hobby and postpone to learn skating. That's something reasonable. You prefer to do what's more important or fun for you. Don't feel the need of changing the situation, but if you couldn't get clear on your goal, don't have the right strategies to achieve that goal, or couldn't build enough discipline to show up, that's something you should work on. For me, most of the goals I couldn't reach was vague, uncertain goals, and sometimes I didn't have the right strategies and of course enough discipline. Believe or not, noticing these things makes a huge difference, because now you know the reason. The actual problem is not knowing what the reason is. So determine which one or ones are holding you back from achieving that goal. I recently made a video on how we can get clear on our goals, and that video did incredibly well because I realized that was such a common problem in goal setting, therefore in achieving our goals. So if 2 or 3 applies to you, I highly suggest you to check out that video. But if it's 4, we need to review how we think about our goal. Coming back to my example, I used to wake up late because unconsciously I was thinking that it's not that important. I was still completing my to-do lists for the day. I was still feeling productive and I was still winning the day. day. So I actually took waking up early for granted. So the mindset shift I needed here was the whole purpose of waking up early is not to complete my tasks for the day. It's more than that. It's about reaching my ideal lifestyle. It's about reaching success. It's about enjoying life more. It's about having freedom. The moment I equalized waking up early to success, my dream life, everything changed. And even though I faced some challenges on the way, I was able to pursue and I quite enjoyed it too. So before I end this video, I want to remind you that as long as you know the reason, you can solve anything. But if you don't even know the reason, there is nothing you can do about it. First, diagnose, then treatment. I love y'all. See you in the future video.